welcome to this week's edition of Wolves Weekly. I'm your host, Mark Colachico, the Director of Media Relations here at Western Oregon University. I'm joined today by head track and field coach Mike Johnson. Mike, how are you doing today?
Great.
Well, beginning of a new season. You guys hit the indoor portion of your season this weekend. What are you guys expecting when you get up to Washington?
Same thing we usually get up there, which is a great facility, a very well-run meet, and super competition.
Talk a little bit about the indoor season for people who are maybe tuning in for the first time. What do you guys use the indoor season for, or is that do you split the two really into two seasons, with indoor being first and then outdoor being second?
Well, I think all of our seasons complement one another: cross-country, indoor, and outdoor track, and it depends on what your goals are. And we have specific goals, and they are progressive, and so our development for our athletes is progressive over the course of the year, and indoor takes its place in that development.
And then, what are you guys looking for individually from the athletes this indoor season? Talk a little bit about the returners that are going to be key this indoor season, and then maybe some newcomers that might come up and potentially surprise you, or maybe some that you're already looking that are going to be successful.
Well, we hope everybody's successful. And the first thing we look for is their best performances. Because of some budget restrictions, we have difficulty getting everybody into all the meets that we want to get them into right now. But aside from that, and the competitive restrictions as well, because there's only a few tracks in the Northwest. But we have a nice group of returning athletes, kind of a split group. We have some very young and some very experienced. And I think the experienced people will step up, and they will look towards national championships, and the young people, there's a couple that can get into that as well. So our expectations for each athlete are pretty much the same. Do your best, jump far, throw far, run fast.
And then kind of explain a little bit to the fans, you talked a little bit about the limited number of tracks here in the Northwest. Where do you guys practice? How do you guys prepare for meets such as this weekend?
Well, the weather's pretty good in Oregon, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, and yet we'd all benefit from a indoor facility right here on campus at Western Oregon. I mean, it would benefit not just track, but certainly all of our sports and our students and the community. Camps and clinics in the summer, all kinds of things we could do. But nobody has done that because it's a significant investment in money. But we train outside much as we would throughout the year. When it gets cold, we adjust the workouts. When the weather's great, we adjust the workouts, and we don't really give it much mind. You do what you do.
Right, and then the indoor season's a little bit of a shorter competitive calendar. I think it only lasts a couple weeks, maybe. I think 6, maybe 8 weeks, and then you guys run into the championships.
Well, it really lasts more like 13 weeks, 14 weeks. But it starts. The NCAA calendar starts the 1st of December. We start the 1st of January, or the middle of January, in competition. Okay, so our competitive season is brief, but the season itself is really spread out if we wanted to spend the extra resources and do that. We have such good weather here, it's less important to us than it is maybe in Green Bay.
Yeah, and you talk about that competitive season being a little bit shorter, and the weather helps a little bit so that you don't have to move into that to December. But in that short span of time where you start this weekend and then GNAC championships come in the end of February, what kind of schedule do you use to really pack in to get the best of the kids' abilities?
Well, that comes from skill and experience, both on the parts of the athletes and the coaches. We could explain, but it'd take half an hour.
Plain and simple.
Right.
Well, Coach, we thank you for coming on today. We wish you good luck. Fans, the Wolves will be up in Washington this week for the University of Washington's indoor opener, so be sure to check out woowolves.com for results from that event. Thanks for joining us this week on Wolves Weekly, and as always, go Wolves!
Go Wolves!